Hey everyone, are you ready for our weird, scary, or gross story from the Bible that we're telling? Because remember, in October, that's what we're going to be doing because, yeah, those stories are in here. And just for a little preview for you, so we're going to be in the book of 2 Kings, so all the way at the beginning. Or not all the way at the beginning, but in the beginning-ish. And so it's in the Old Testament, but it's in the Old Testament, and it's going to have an axe in it. Do I have your attention yet? Yeah. So, all right. I gave us a little thing. So, if you've been in youth group, and we've talked about this sometimes, there are two guys whose names are super similar. And sometimes I think it was just God kind of thinking it would be really funny if he put their stories right next to each other in the Bible, because that's what happens. So, there is Elijah. See the J right there? And Elijah was an awesome guy, amazing prophet, but he is not the guy we are talking about in our story. Instead, we are talking about Elisha right here. Also an awesome guy, also a prophet. And this is our guy that we're talking about now. Just a little super quick thing that makes this even more, that it just shows that God likes to laugh sometimes too. When I tell the story of how Elisha became the prophet, because guess what? In that story, I have to talk about Elijah and Elisha, and it's a whole bunch of jumping back and forth between those two names, but that's for another day. And you are probably going to hear more about Elisha this October, because the dude has so many weird, gross, or scary stories about him in the Bible. So anyway, here we are, and Elisha and some other prophets are sitting around, and they would meet in a space. So think like a little building, and they were like, dude, Elisha, this space is way too small. We need a bigger space. And I feel like right now, during COVID, we understand that even more, because we're all about keep your physical distance. We need more space. And Elisha was like, all right, well, we have to go get lumber to make a new spot. And that's where we're at. So we're here in, remember, 2 Kings, and we are in chapter 6. So you will look for the big 6. And then it's right on verse 1. So you're going to look at, there's probably not a little one in there. But, so do you see where we're at here? Got it? So they went down, and they were like, Elisha, are you going to come with us? And this is me adding to the story, because Elisha wasn't just immediately going to go. So I feel like he's like, dude, there are enough people. Okay, I'll go with you too. And so they go, and this is where your axe comes in, and they're just chopping down the trees like this. And then all of a sudden, the axe head, which is just this part, flies off. And so he's like this, and you're going to use your imagination. And he's like, oh no, my axe head just flew off. And Elisha was like, okay. And the guy's like, no, you don't understand. That's not even my axe. I borrowed it from someone. And Elisha's like, okay. And he thinks really quickly. And so he says, come here. Where is the axe head? He's like, it's in there. And he points to water. Oh, hold on. I threw it kind of far. We're going to just pretend this is still in the water. We'll just pretend it floated. Oh, here we go. Just floating. And then Elisha went and he picked up a stick. And look at this. See, this is what's fun when you're up here. I found a pencil. And so an axe head would have been heavy, right? And so remember when we did that Awana thing earlier during COVID, where we were seeing what would sink first? So when you throw something heavy in water, what happens? It sinks, so they can't see it. So Elisha goes and gets a stick. Now we're just going to pretend this is like a stick. It was at one point from a tree. Oh, no, this one's actually a mechanical one. But boy, we're going to use our imaginations. And he puts it in the water, and all of a sudden, coming up from the bottom or down a lot farther in that river, the axe head comes floating up. Now that's not normal. If you want to try this at home, get a tub of water, put something heavy in so that it will sink, and then go and throw a stick in and see if it makes it float to the top. My guess is no. If God wants to make it happen, we know he can because he made it happen with this axe head. But what's really cool is this showed everyone Elisha really was a prophet from God. It's not that they thought that Elisha did it himself, but they knew that God was working through Elisha and made this thing float up from the bottom, and they were all like, whoa, that's weird. And that is why it's our story of the week, because it's a weird story. Because the Bible is full of weird stories that the world is going to say, yeah, dude, that's weird. It's not normal. No, it's not normal. It's amazing because God is amazing. And also, if you do this experiment at home and you do, God does decide he's going to make it float up too, dude, you need to get a video of that and send it to me. All right? Okay, guys, thanks for joining us for a weird, gross, or scary story from the Bible this week. I will see you back here next week for another one. Bye.